Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Monday. Party stuff is all said and done with now, and so I really don't have anything tremendously important going on that really requires a lot of attention other than regular work. So I guess it's just back to a humdrum life. But the fun part is I get to make it exciting as I will start to plan for Disney trip in October-ish and look forward to the fall and the holidays. Because pretty much once 4th of July is over, I'm done with summer. My birthday is this month. It is in July. So I still kind of consider summer over after the 4th. Because really and honestly, I don't do anything for my birthday usually. It might be one or two people at the house. And I might buy myself one or two cakes. I like cake. What can I say? Anyway, let's get this day started and see what Monday has in store for us. So today I thought I would take a moment to talk to you about what I do for a living at work, because a lot of people probably think, well, you work from home, so what do you do? And some of the pros and cons of working from home. So let's jump right into it. So I work from home for an IT company, so I do IT work and supervise a team, taking care of their business needs. Running reports, doing standard things like that. It is for a call center type program. I do not take phone calls. My employees do. So I kind of oversee those employees while I sit at home. Some of the pros from working at home, depending on the person, is a little different. The number one is you're at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to drive to work. My commute to work is literally from one door to the other, so it's really kind of nice to be able to commute pretty quickly. Previously, before that, I was working in a office location, which was about an hour and a half one way from my current home. So I was driving a little over 2 hours every day. Another pro is you do have a little more free time in your day. When I was working in site and in a building, I was having to drive so much that I had no free time. So when I got off at, say, 6 o'clock in the evening, I wouldn't get home until almost 8 o'clock because of the drive. And it's a little undifferent for some folks because I live so far away from everything. It's part of living in the country, right? The free time part is amazing because when I get off, I'm off. And I literally close my laptop, close the door to the office, and I'm done for the day. I don't have to come back in here if I don't want to, which is really nice. I can just enjoy the rest of my day. Clothing. As you can see, I tend to wear polos still. Not every day. You can see, like the last couple of weeks, I was wearing hats and t-shirts because there was a lot going on in the home for the party and the floor being redone. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't care. So hats, t-shirts, pretty much the thing. But what you don't see is because below the camera and below what I see at my desk, because most every conversation I have at work is recorded and video monitored. We do video conferences at least one or two a day, so I'm on camera quite frequently. So I like to look professional even if I'm not in a work setting and I don't have to be. But because you can't see me from the chest or stomach down, I'm actually in shorts today. And I actually have shoes on. A lot of people don't. You can do that. You can wear t-shirts, you can wear hats. I have employees that wear sweatpants on every given day. Some that don't ever wear shoes. Some that wear just tank tops. And just get comfortable. And that's the great thing about working from home. Because unless you're going to be on camera, and you're going to be seen, as I am right now, you don't really have to worry about it. It's kind of nice. You can just kind of chill. Whatever you wear, and it's not a big deal. So those are some of my favorite pros. I mean, a lot of free time is what's amazing for me, because when I do take a break or when I do get up from my desk, I have a coffee machine right in there. I can get my lunch and I don't have to spend as much money to go get food as often. So I can buy food at the grocery store and have food here. Or leftovers, and it's comfortable, it's nice. That's some of the great things about it. I absolutely love it. But some of the cons are what could be preventing some of you guys from wanting to do it. So let's talk about the cons now. Some of the cons for a lot of people working from home is pretty much the same across the board. Con number one for most people, and I've worked from home before. This is not my first rodeo. I worked for another company, oh gosh, 6 years ago, no, 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago, something like that, that I worked from home. I worked home for about 6 months, 7 months, and the first month it was like, yeah, this is awesome. I can wear little to nothing and just get away with it. Nobody sees me, nobody cares. We didn't do video conferencing stuff at that company, so it was cool. We didn't have to wear anything. We just did our job. The con for me then, and a con for a lot of people that I work with and talk to, is working from home. That is a con for them. It sounds great on paper for a lot of people. The idea of being able to be in shorts, t-shirts, flip-flops, not having to brush your hair, just kind of live in a slum a little bit and enjoying it. For some people, that's a pro. But a lot of people, that's a con, because you are at home. You are being kind of lazy all the time. You're wearing t-shirts, you're wearing shorts, you're wearing sweatpants, not wearing your shoes, not fixing your hair. You start to kind of feel like a bum after a while, and it felt that way to me. I felt really kind of just slouchy, unprofessional, and I didn't feel like I was professional when I was working. So that's part of the reason why I still wear polos a lot, or button-down shirts a lot, because I like to feel that professionalism portion. So for some people, it starts out as a pro that you get to do that, but then it turns into a con. Another con that's a really big thing is lack of social interaction. For me, personally, I do live out in the country. I live 30 minutes from the nearest town. I live a pretty good distance away from everyone. Everyone that came to the party this past weekend all had to commute because I do live so far away from everyone. I think the closest person that lives near me that was at the party is probably at about 45 minutes away. So the rest are about an hour or so. So for me, I'm used to lack of social interaction. I have a small group of friends that I do interact with, and I do make the effort to see. But a lot of people are social butterflies. A lot of people are the ones that like to see people communicate. And so for me, I've worked in the physical sites, in physical buildings, and physical offices, where you do have daily interaction with people every single day. That is so much fun. I love it. You make great friends. Some of the people that I met while working in office locations are still some of my favorite people, and I love them to bits. But when you work from home, you don't have that same interaction. Now, the company I work for is different than a lot of other ones, so I will say that. But a lot of companies tend to be very different than this one. The one I worked for previously, we did not have a lot of interactions with our teammates and our coworkers. So it was one of those things where we did not get to see people as frequently. So if you are a social butterfly, if you like to be around people, you like to have conversations with people every day, you're dependent on that social interaction, and you don't have a lot of friends or hang out with people outside of work very often, and that's a big importance to you, that's probably going to be a major con. Because the first go round for me, it was a huge con. Because at the time, I was wanting to be social because I was younger, I was feeling that interaction. Now, it's like I miss the interaction with some of them. There are a few of them that I still talk to and I miss not seeing on a daily interaction and a daily basis. But at the same time, I'm a very independent person now, and I quite enjoy the solitude, if you will. Another thing that's a pro and con, this is kind of like a double kind of pro-con, is working from home, you have to have a dedicated space. For most people that work at home, you have to have a dedicated space that's distraction-free without any interactions with other people. Now, fortunately for me, throughout the day, there's nobody here. Occasionally the UPS man will come, or the FedEx man will come, maybe the mailman. But really and honestly, nobody comes and goes here throughout the day except with me. So it's kind of nice to be able to sit back, relax, and not worry about all the people coming and going throughout the day. So it works out really, really well for me. But again, that social butterfly aspect, if you are someone that likes interaction, or you do live in a home with multiple people or family, or children, it can be very difficult because it becomes a distraction. And that distraction then becomes a kind of a crutch because you start to fall into it, and it can lead to termination because you're not supposed to have those distractions. You are supposed to have a quiet workspace, a place that you can be alone and not have a lot of interactions. Now, again, each work at home company is different. I keep seeing a lot on Facebook right now of this company's hiring for work at home, this company's hiring for work at home. So every work at home company is a little bit different. And I will tell you, not all of them are the same. So if you want to work from home, do your research before you even jump into it, because it can be a not so good experience for some folks. And that's kind of why I want to talk about it, because some of the pros outweigh the cons to me, because it's my choice, right? I enjoy it. Some of the pros, again, are this space. I love this space. The con, I had to pay to fix this space. Because this was originally just a guest bedroom that I was not using. It was just where the cats had their play space. They had their toys and everything in here. Now I had to transform the room. I had to buy a desk. I had to put up, paint. I didn't have to do all that, but I wanted a nice place to work. So you'll probably want the same thing. Some of the pros are still out there. Food, you can eat at home. We talked about transportation. You don't have to drive. And which is safer, right? Because you're not in traffic. Because for me, because of the commute, I took some of the bigger interstates, and some of them I would get stuck in traffic for hours because of traffic. Beautiful thing. But the cons are also, being separated from everyone. Not having a social interaction. Again, I have a small group of friends that I see and I talk to quite frequently, and I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I can probably go several days without ever actually interacting with another human being, and I'd be just fine, because I'm a weirdo like that. But at the same time, I also enjoy those interactions. So it just really depends on you. So those are kind of some of the pros and cons. I don't want to go on forever. If you want to know more about it, or want to know more about what's involved with getting a work at home job or doing that part, please let me know in the comments down below what you would like to know, any questions you have, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. I've been doing this for a while now, and I absolutely love it. It's, to me, is just amazing. It's a great experience for me. But again, for everyone else, it's a little bit different. So, you have to take it all in and take the good with the bad. Back to your normal life, you go back to the grocery store to grocery shop for the week. Instead of grilling out every day. I don't think I could handle eating hamburgers and hot dogs every day. Alright, so grocery shopping is accomplished, everything is done, and we're good to go. Groceries are in the house. So it's been a pretty busy day. I'm going to watch some TV, and then maybe go to bed. And the cat is loving on my leg right now. So, oh, he's coming to say hi. Hi, Lewis. Say hi. No. Anyway, he's at my armpit. Till tomorrow.